Last Christmas I said I'd use yarn so the cupboards would contain every single skein. This year, well, it would appear I was given lots of goodies. Hashtag sorry not sorry. Hello lovelies, how are we? It's Tuesday the 13th of December. And it's already nearly 3 o'clock in the afternoon before I'm recording this. Hope everyone's well. Lesley, not quite enough Vlogmas. Should have said that bit. Hope you're all okay. Yesterday, got to my ceremony and back safely. A few delays on the roads, bits of roadworks, I'm assuming burst water mains. Got held up at one point because a car was being recovered from the roadside. You know, the recovery vehicle was parked across the road and that sort of thing. But nothing too dramatic, thankfully. And then I didn't go drumming, but that's because drumming practice got cancelled. It was still very, very icy. Because the temperatures hadn't really risen above freezing all day, there was still a lot of ice, so the powers that be decided to cancel practice, which is probably the sensible thing to do. We've got no events coming up immediately, so it makes sense to not, you know, expect people to come out with no reason. So that was yesterday. This morning proved interesting because well, it started off, we have a street WhatsApp group which started during COVID, and it's great because people will say, oh, you know, this is happening, this event, this is happening there. And quite often if people are having a bit of a declutter of things, there'll be photographs and you'll want this mirror, this pot, this chest of drawers, what have you. And this morning it was, does anyone have any gingerbread man cookie cutters? Well, yes I do, and I'm just about to go out with the dog. What number are you? So I stopped and had a chat with that neighbour, because I can never remember what number anyone lives, so I always have to check. Yeah, so I dropped that off on the way out. Very icy underfoot. In some places it was fine if you crossed the road, because the pavement on the other side of the road was okay, even on our side. If on our side it was icy, so that was that. And was doing fine, did a bit of a loop, and then just at the top of our road, fell over. Oh dear, terrified the dog. And there was a young woman with, oh bless her, she had 3 kids and one in a pushchair, so, you know, she was busy enough, but she was like, let me help you out. But I'm thinking, I now feel 107 years old. You know? And I was frightened of, you know, if she held on to me too tightly, I was frightened that if I slipped again, I would pull her down with me. And we tried one thing to get up, and my foot slipped and she was going, so I said, well, I'm going to scoot over there a bit, because on the road, and our road doesn't have a lot of traffic, we're quite lucky in that respect. So on the road, there had been some traffic and there were some sort of drier patches, but the paths were pretty bad. So I was kind of scooting across on without getting up to get to this bit so that I could have something with a bit of purchase to put my foot down. And these kids were just looking at me. I said, can one of you hold my dog, please? Her name's Heidi. Yeah. So it's a bit of a comedy of errors, really. But we managed to get upright. And of course, the problem is you then do something like that. And, you know, I was very appreciative of the lady. Thanked her very much. Thanked the kids for holding my dog, picking up my keys, all those things. And I'm thinking, I really want to cry. And this is what shock does. I thought, I really, really want to cry. So I got in the house and himself said, you okay? I'm like, I'm fine. It's just shock. I've fallen over. I'm fine. It's just shock. It's just shock. Oh, talking of dog. Hello. You're going to come and see me? Oh, she's decided against. Okay, please yourself. So, so yes, I was a little bit shook. And I now feel really tired, which I think is probably the adrenaline thing, so that's fine. So after that, I had to kind of go out and visit a family, and they were lovely people, and you sort of trying to be professional. I'm really fine. Just, it's one of those things. It's annoying, but it's one of those things. And nothing seriously hurt or damaged. Hey ho. So, day 13. What do we have today? Although I did get to the family and they said a completely different day for the funeral, and it looks like they're changing the date of the funeral, and unluckily they're changing it to a date I can do. But I was panicking a bit because yesterday I'd had a call from someone saying, can you do like a date or another date, and this was one of them, but I checked my diary and it was all fine. But it's all okay. These things happen all the time. So we have 2 bits of card, and the task for today is to sing, which I do every day. So that I will be doing later. And the memory is drum off. And those who've been watching the vlog for a while will know that the drum off is my favourite event. Over the May Day Bank Holiday weekend, we have a lot of stuff going on in my town. There's a big parade, Jack in the Green, all ties in with May Day and pagan festivals, and we have the Spirit of Summer being released and la-di-la. I'm not a huge fan of that for various reasons. But the day before, on the Sunday of the bank holiday weekend, we have drum off, which is us and usually one other group. We gather in a particular place, and for just under an hour we play. So we play a tune, they play a tune, then we play one of, we sort of alternate, and then we join in with one of theirs. They show us kind of how to do it. We do the same. So it's all good fun. There are some YouTube videos of drum offs past, so I will put the links in the notes below if you're interested. But it is my favourite event. We play our more interesting pieces. We have 2 sort of categories of pieces that we play. We have marching tunes, and it's not marching as in, we're not that sort of drum band, but they're pieces that we can play easily whilst we're walking along, and they tend to be a bit simpler. And then we have what we call our statics, which are the ones that if we're just standing in a group, they're a bit more complex, a bit more call and response, more stuff going on, more changes in them, that sort of thing, and they're more interesting. So we have those pieces when we're in the drum off, because we are standing. Well, I say standing, we're kind of like this sometimes because there's not a lot of space, and it's just a really nice atmosphere, good fun, everyone's kind of up for a party, and it is my favourite drumming event that we do every year. So that's today's happy memory. Today's yarn, there's a lot of it. This, I think, was some inherited yarn. Over the last few years, as I said the other day, I've inherited a lot of stashes, and there's been quite a lot of acrylic DK like this. Perfectly good yarn, quite often bits and pieces depending on if I've had sort of ends of projects. And this is a ball, as you can see, of said yarn. So I will be able to get quite a bit done on the granny square today. I didn't actually knit and crochet yesterday's Advent yarn up. I started the stocking and that was as far as I got. So my hope today is to finish yesterday's yarn up and use this. I think that'll be it for today, because I have work to do. And yeah, that's it really. But I hope everyone's okay. Thanks for all your comments and thoughts, and I will see you again tomorrow. Cheers. Bye bye.